Hey, welcome everyone, and thanks for listening to I'm Just Saying Sports Podcast. I'm Deval, the host, and I want to take a minute to tell you about our exclusive content and bonus videos that you can get with a subscription for only $2.99 a month. With your subscription, you'll receive first access to our podcast episodes and bonus videos for everyone who subscribes on Spotify. You can follow us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music, SoundCloud, Castbox, iHeartRadio, Pandora, and YouTube Music, just to name a few. Also, check out our website, I'mJustSayingSportsPodcast.com, for merch and giveaways. All right, that covers everything. Thanks again, and enjoy the show. Yo, happy Tuesday, everybody. I hope you went and voted today. Happy election day. And we got a special guest today talking fantasy. It's the man, the myth, the legend. Dave, fantasy guru. Davey, the fantasy guru.
Yeah, the fantasy guru. At Davey Footballs.
Yes, sir.
on X. Man, I'm just happy to be here, man. Thanks for having me on the podcast. It's been great getting to know you through following you, and happy to be here.
Yeah, I'm glad to have you here, man. Dalton's here too. What up, man?
What's up? What's good?
Funny, because I used to call Dalton the fantasy guru, and then I got Dave, the fantasy guru. So we're going to have to put this one to the test.
I got to hurry up on my trademark.
Yeah, man, because we coming. Pause. So, yeah, we about to pause that one. No, man, but I'm glad we linked up on X, man. Is like you've gave me some insight on beating Dalton. No, I'm just playing. No, but no, he is insightful.
Huh? You just gotta throw salt on the wound, huh?
I have to, just a little bit, man. I beat you, but Dalton's beaten me for years, so this is payback finally. So yeah, I'm gonna rub it in as much as I can. It's the most adult thing to do in this situation. Is to be extremely immature.
And the only one that matters is the last one.
Yep.
That is facts. Right. So, man, while we got you real quick, man, before I go in breaking news, tell you a little bit about yourself, man. Like, how'd you get started with the fantasy guru?
Ooh, man. Yes, I've been playing fantasy football for about 19 years now.
Woo!
And been a minute. I got a few championships under my belt.
Yes, sir.
And like six. So one league I've been in for 19 years. I've got 6 titles in that league. So I'm feeling, so I was feeling pretty good. Bragging amongst my friends because it's the same group that we've had for pretty much all 19 years. And
nice.
I've expanded into other leagues. Formats, dynasty. Redraft, the whole 9 yards. And honestly, what it comes down to is probably like a lot of people is, I'd wake up every Sunday morning, I'd turn on at the time ESPN, for fantasy football and, listen to the Matt Barriers of the world and all these other, experts, and they're great. Like, don't get me wrong. But, you sit there and you're like, man, I don't know. Like, I'm really kind of leaning this way. Mm-hmm. But then they hit you with some obscure statistic and you're like, oh shit, I didn't even know he couldn't run and hail. I better swap my guy out. and then you swap your guy out and you're like, man, if I just would have trusted my gut. So after a few rounds of that, and then, I'd noticed a lot of my friends started hitting me up too for advice. They're like, hey, like, what do you think I should do in this situation? Da.
I was one. So I hit Twitter up, right? When Amari Cooper got hurt, he was hurt and he was out of the game. And I was like, ooh, I don't trust Keon Coleman on an island with Ramsey. And so I put that poll up there. You know what I'm saying? And Dave to the rescue. He was like, dog, don't do it. I didn't even know he was out. Make adjustments now, quick. I'm putting in Khalil Shakir, dude. We switching up right now, and that paid off. That paid off big time. Yeah, because I put in Tyler Lockett instead of him, and That worked out
Yeah.
better.
No,
Didn't
that
it,
post
though?
helped me.
Didn't
Yeah.
Get out of here, man. Anyway, talk about it. I barely even put up 100.
Man, it
Had a rough
happens,
one.
though, man. That's
Yeah.
fantasy.
It's just one of those weeks.
Yeah.
Happy
Yeah, so
giggity.
let's go into breaking news, man. Oh, this is going to be great. I didn't play my soundbite. I forgot to. I'll put it in there. So there's a lot of trades going on today. You know, everybody was feeling a little frisky, man. But let's talk about the story of the day. So Jerry Jones,
Man.
they pulled the blockbuster trade and got Jonathan Mingo from the Panthers. I'm not even gonna lie, I had no idea who Jonathan Mingo was at first. I'm not even gonna lie. At first, I'm like, is he a corner? I'm like, who's Jonathan Mingo? And then I looked him up. I was like, oh. And I think they gave up a 4th round pick for him too. Yeah, they did. They gave up a 4th round pick for Jonathan Mingo.
That's wild. DeAndre went for a 5th rounder.
Yeah.
D-Hop went for a 5th rounder, and Mingo goes for a 4th rounder. Jerry, what are you doing?
All right. So Dave, since you're the guest, I'm gonna ask you this question first. Did Jerry Jones get fleeced?
So yeah, he did, and it's crazy because you look at the Panthers, and they're normally the ones getting fleeced. So like, if Jerry wasn't sure if he needed to hang him up, getting fleeced by the Panthers is probably a clear sign that you need to hang him. Because like you mentioned, you're like, hey, I don't even know who Jonathan Mingo is. I don't even think Bryce Young or Andy Dalton knew who Jonathan Mingo was. So
That's facts, though.
Yo, I had no idea. I'm like, is he a basketball player? Who's Jonathan Mingo? I'm like, Kuminga from the Warriors? Dude, I was confused. I didn't know what was going on about his pick, bro. But anytime I can laugh at Dallas, I do.
Yeah, like they gave up a 4th for Trey Lance, and jury's still out on Trey Lance, whatever. But like, he's not the he's a much higher caliber player than Mingo.
Yes. He's
So,
worth a 4th rounder.
Since
Mingo
you brought
ain't.
up Trey Lance, I said it yesterday. I was like, yo, why don't they just play Trey Lance? I mean, Cooper Rush is cool, unless the coach is trying to keep his job, Mike McCarthy. Maybe he's like, all right, maybe he can help me win games. But I think he might be out the door anyway. So it's why don't you just play Trey Lance and see if somebody be like, oh, you know what? We need a quarterback. Let's get Trey Lance. We'll give you back your 4th round pick. You know what I mean? I don't know.
Yeah.
Do you think I'm crazy?
Nah, they should probably give him a shot. But I mean, me and Dave were talking about it before we started recording. I mean, it's probably going to be Cooper to start for sure. But if they probably lose to what we were saying, Philly,
yeah,
right? Yeah,
they're going to lose to Philly.
You might as well give Trey Lance a shot after that. I mean, Dak's out. What, he got put on IR, so minimum of 4-6 games. So I mean, their season's kind of a wash. You might as well just see what he can do.
They're losing. Saquon's going to do a front flip over somebody or a back flip over somebody. We didn't seen it all. I don't know. And as a Giants fan, that hurt. I am still sad about that. Everybody talks about that play, and I cry. My Giants are so...
I don't know how they let him out of the building, man. Like, he wanted to be there.
He did.
$2 more million you could have kept him.
Yeah.
2 more.
I bet they wish that Hard Knocks never got aired.
Yeah.
They definitely wish that never got aired. That looks so bad.
The owner's like, hey, we can't let this guy leave. And the GM's like, nah, we're good.
Then he's like, I won't be able to sleep well if he goes to Philly next day. Right to Philly.
Yep.
Man. Yeah, they dropped
Philly
the ball.
They went up against him twice every year. They like, yo, this guy's a stud. That's the only person we had to watch out for. For like 6 years was him. Oh my God. Anyway, I got off the topic. Oh, the Giants are so horrible. The trade I think is that propelled this team. I think they might possibly win a Super Bowl. Is Zadarius Smith going to the Lions? I think that was great. I don't know what they gave up. I need to know the details about that trade.
Somebody would say a 5th rounder, wasn't it, or something?
Yeah,
5th rounder was in it.
Yeah, it was a later round pick. Yeah,
I'm trying to look. I'm sorry, man. I should have had this ready.
Nah, you're good.
Okay, I don't want to say because I could be 100% wrong. But I really, really like that one for the Lions. I think that helped propel them up.
They were missing a pass rusher ever since that nasty injury that Aiden Hutchinson took. And they were trying hard for Max Crosby, but Davis said he ain't letting him go. But I think they got a good one right there, Mr. Darius, for sure.
Yeah.
He's going to fit well into that Dan Campbell grit play that they have going on in Detroit and that defense.
And I think he might be cheaper, too.
Yes. Yeah. He is a little bit cheaper right now. I don't know if he's on contract year or now.
They're getting Max Crosby because Max Crosby, oh, my God.
Oh, yeah. That'd been stupid.
Yeah. And I was on a show, I think yesterday, I said that I heard that Kansas City Chiefs were interested in getting Marshawn Lattimore.
He went to the Commanders.
But he went to the Commanders,
Steal,
which that also propelled them.
They had to get somebody to shut down AJ in that division.
Yeah, because they're trying to beat the Eagles, and the Lions are trying to beat Patrick Mahomes, it looks like.
That's the one I was most surprised about from the trade deadline, because like you said, like Kansas City was interested in him, so I was like, oh, they're gonna get him. And then like the Commanders, you didn't hear anything about them being even on the market, and that really shores up their defense because he's the only dude in the league that shut down Mike Evans consistently.
Yeah,
he was a problem for Mike Evans every time. Like it was to the point where if they were playing the Saints, I was sitting Mike Evans for the years that I had him because Lattimore's going to shut him down.
So,
or they're fighting.
Yeah.
So, do you think Marshawn Lattimore would do pretty good on AJ Brown?
So AJ's a different type of receiver than Evans, but I think he'll hold him in check, which is great news for me as a Devontae Smith owner.
Yes, same.
So, I think he'll hold them probably to like call it 4 for 50 maybe. That type of game, where he's not going to break a long one. Like Lattimore's getting a little, but I think he's still only 28. Maybe he feels like he's been around forever.
He does seem like he's been in the league for a minute.
Yeah, it does. But it was a good pickup for him, though.
Yeah, I was shocked.
That one shocked me. Him going there I did not expect that. I was leaning more Chiefs, just like pretty much everybody.
Yep. And I thought maybe somebody else in the AFC, like maybe Buffalo or somebody, would try to swoop in and get him just so KC doesn't get him. But when I read Commanders, I was like, whoa. That's a great move.
Yeah. So, besides that horrible Jonathan, what's his name? Jonathan Mingo? That horrible thing. And Khalil Herbert, Khalil Herbert,
Yep.
He went to, where did he go?
He went to the Bengals, and then Preston Smith went to the Packers he got traded from the Packers to the Steelers. Yep. And then they also traded for Mike Williams, I believe, today as well.
Yeah, I was about to tell you, Mike Williams, he went to the Steelers.
Yep.
I don't know.
And we got
it's another receiver.
I'm a Jets fan. Yeah. As you know, I'm a Jets fan, and like we got a 5th rounder for Williams, and Williams is he was known to be on the trading block. Mm-hmm. So again, going back to Jerry Jones giving up a 4th for Mingo.
That's crazy. Yeah, I think Mike Williams might be all right over there, man. I mean, I know he's coming back off that Achilles injury too, right? He had an Achilles injury.
It's either that or torn ACL, one of the
ACL.
two. Yeah.
ACL. It was
I think he's just working his way back.
Yeah, he's working his way back.
Yeah,
but he could be that Mike Wallace type. Just kind of take the top off.
And when it comes to wide receivers, I trust Mike Thompson, man. He for wideouts for some reason.
He hits.
Yeah, he does.
He hits on the wideouts all the time.
So I'll trust him on that one. maybe he sees something that he can do. Russell Wilson does have that good little, what is it? It's like a teardrop bomb that drops straight down. So maybe. Hey, who knows? Yeah, I think that's pretty much it. All the good stuff, anyway. Yeah. I'm shocked. Kansas City didn't get anybody though. But hey, that's fine.
Yeah, I thought Marshawn Lattimore was the guy. For them to go get, but
just got outbidded, I guess.
Yeah. I can tell you who wasn't putting up no fight. The Cowboys. All right. All right. Last Cowboy dig. I'm done. All right. That's But anytime I could get one, bro.
Yeah.
Fit one in there.
Dalton and I were talking earlier, and it was like as soon as we saw I said Dalton and I were talking earlier about how once we saw the headline, Cowboys trade, we thought the next line was going to be traded. One of their players. We thought they'd be sellers.
Selling.
Yep.
Yeah. I thought they would be selling. Yeah. Not buying.
Jerry strikes again.
And what's his name's on IR? Dak Prescott.
Yep.
With a hamstring.
CeeDee's a little banged up too from that Atlanta game. He went out a few times. I don't know if it's anything serious, but
so to get, I don't even know what you would rank Jonathan Mingo.
Damn bird.
Probably he was already. So Dalton and I were talking about this too. Like when you look at Carolina's offense, they drafted him. I don't know, either early second round or maybe late first round.
Yeah, they
years
did.
Ago, and they went out and drafted Xavier Legette, and they signed Jalen Coker as an undrafted free agent, and they traded for Deontay Johnson. If Mingo was it, they're not making any. Maybe they make one of those, but they're not making all three of those moves. In a year's time. So they got. The more and more you think about it, the more and more you're just Jerry got whatever is more than fleeced.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe he's frustrated and just did a frustrated pickup. Just all right, give me that guy. I don't know. Cooper Rush will do something with that guy. I believe in Cooper Rush. He's 5-1. We were 5-1 with him. So
Jerry's getting a little old, so maybe he thought he was trading for what was that guy's name? Barvacius Mingo, the defensive player from a couple years back.
Yeah. Dude, I don't know what he was thinking, man, but come on, man. I didn't even know he was still in the league, being real, man. I was like, what the heck is this? What?
Yeah,
is that a tight end? Hey, man. But shout out to Dallas. All right, next segment, we're going in our waiver wire pickups for fantasy. So if you want to be a winner like me and beat Dalton, you have to make sure you pick up the right players on the waiver wire. All right. So we got Dave to help us out with that, man, because like he said, man, he's the guru. So, we just going to sit here and listen, see what he got to say. And if we don't agree, we're going to be like, man, get out of here with that. I was just like, we ain't rude like that, bro.
you'll just say it behind my back. I got you.
Oh, definitely. Definitely. 100%. I'll sue Dalton a text and be like, oh my God, get this guy off. Why did I agree to this? Oh, man. I'm just joking. All jokes, bro.
Definitely. Waiver wires are huge. That's where the fantasy football championships are really won. You never end the season with the same team that you started. Nope. And so you gotta scour that waiver wire. And I'm glad you kicked off with some of the trades and the injuries, because that's going to be prevalent, kind of throughout this, throughout a lot of my waiver wire pickups, right? So I was thinking about it, and I was like, all right, let me think about the week that was. And, obviously the Dak Prescott injury is huge. Quarterbacks put up a ton of points in fantasy. So I was like, all right, let me go through and find a couple quarterback pickups that I think will work. There was a lot of wide receiver injuries. Dalton, you hit on CeeDee Lamb earlier. AJ Brown went out. So there's a lot of people probably dealing with some wide receiver issues. So I took a little bit of a deep dive into wide receivers. And then I spun into running backs because there's one individual that I'm super, super high on. If you've been following me, I've talked about him a few times. And then, just to throw some couple pieces in there, I threw a couple tight ends out there because honestly, when I looked to see how available they were, I was kind of shocked. So I was like, all right, let me dive in. So that being said, I'll kick off with the quarterbacks, and I tried to keep it at people below 50%, but there's a couple on there that, again, I was just surprised that they were this available, even though it was higher. So long story short, Dak Prescott's going on IR. So a lot of teams out here are looking for quarterback help. So I'm going to start there. All the percentages that I'm going to give you are, quotes based on sleeper redraft leagues. So if I'm like, hey, this person's available in 46% of leagues, that's from sleeper.
Yeah, we use sleeper.
Yep.
Perfect. Cool. So the first one is, I was shocked to see that he's available in 46% of the leagues, is Justin Herbert. So if you're looking for a quarterback, go grab Justin Herbert. He's been, and I know early in the year, it was, the Michigan offense of, just ground and pound and don't throw the ball. But he's had over 30 pass attempts in 3 of his last 4 games. In the first 4, that happened 0 times. So he's getting more comfortable with the Harbaugh offense. They're starting to let him open it up a little bit more. He's also thrown for multiple touchdown passes in 2 straight. And he has 3 straight games of over 275 passing yards. And if that wasn't enough, the best part is his schedule. He's got 1 more remaining game against Kansas City, so that's a tough defense.
Yeah.
But outside of that, the toughest defenses he's going to face are Tennessee and Denver.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, he's a steal. And sandwiched in between there's 3 dates with bottom 10 pass defenses, Cincinnati, Baltimore, and Atlanta. So if I've got free agent bucks at this point in the game and I have Dak, I'm spending as much as I can to go pick up Justin Herbert.
Yeah, I like it.
That's a good one for sure.
Yeah,
I didn't know he was
one.
available in that many leagues. That's wild.
Bro, I was blown away because I was like, let me just check. And I was like, oh, shoot.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't believe he's that. Yeah, I can't believe he's that available. You would think too, because,
Yeah, go ahead.
No, I'm like, because you would think too, he's been playing a lot better, and there's been a lot of bye weeks. You would think somebody would pick him up.
Yeah, I think what it is that a lot of people last year expected him to have kind of that Tom Brady, Peyton Manning year, and he didn't. So when he got off to that slow start in the beginning of the year, people were like, man, forget this guy. I've been down this road.
Yeah.
I'm cutting bait.
That makes the most sense for sure. I think the hardball offense coming from Big Ten Michigan scared him too, because Michigan was much watched TV last year, and it was just run it down your throat with Blake Corum and Edwards. That's all it was.
Yo.
Shout out Michigan.
Yo, I'm a Michigan alum, so
Dawn's a Michigan State fan.
Oh boy,
and I just giving him grief right now. Just messing.
You got basketball.
Yeah.
You guys got basketball.
Yeah. Football ain't looked good in a while.
Nah, hey, it's a down year for us too. The next QB I have on my list, just in case, because 46% Herbert's available, and so he might be taken in yours. And I don't know how you're going to feel about this one. You might love it. You might hate it. Probably hate it, or you might just laugh. But Daniel Jones. Hear me out.
You know what's funny? I just dropped him. I had him in the league. I did. I just dropped him. Yeah. I just dropped him before the game against the Commanders, and I dropped him. I was like, I'm tired of I'm just tired of being hurt and let down by the Giants. I just can't do it. But go ahead, man. I don't want to ruin
it's
it.
reasonable.
Go ahead, man.
It's reasonable. Like I probably would have too. So here's the thing with Daniel Jones. Like he's one of those quarterbacks that's better in fantasy like than in real life. And it's
so
sad but
true.
true.
It's so true though.
Oh God. Go ahead, bro.
No, you're good. So last week, Danny Spare Change, he put together
Danny Spare Change.
That's
he
a nice
put
way to
together,
put it.
hey, man. He put together a top 5 finish versus Washington, and he's another one where his schedule, like next week, he's got Dumpster Fire Carolina coming up. They're allowing the third most points to opposing QBs, and then he has Tampa's defense, which shockingly allows the second most fantasy points to QBs. And he's got a bye week in between, and then he's got bottom 5 matchups, with Dallas. So his schedule is super favorable. 1 for fantasy and 2 for Dable's job. So if he can give some, look of being like a professional NFL quarterback, he could really fill in for you during these 4 weeks. Because at the end of the day, like even if he's not a great passer, he's going to put up some points on the ground. So favorable matchups. I don't think he's very good, but when it comes to fantasy, this is why people like Justin Fields. Justin Fields is a way better fantasy quarterback than real life. So he could if you have Dak and your waiver wire is thin, you could do a lot worse than Daniel Jones.
Yeah.
That is true though.
That is true. It's just, I heard the name Daniel Jones and my heart just sank a little bit, man. But I'm good, man.
Yeah. And then like if you're looking at it and you're like, all right, I have Dak, maybe I should go get Cooper Rush, like Dalton and I were talking earlier.
Mm-hmm.
You can, but whoever has, if you're not the one with Dak, whoever has him is going to, throw buku bucks at him.
Yeah,
but
for sure.
Who I like, like your whole free agent budget's going towards him if you don't have, but who I like better as a stash is Trey Lance. And, I know we've heard enough about Trey Lance, but if, like we were talking earlier, if Dallas loses this next game to Philly, which they probably will, and fall to 3-6, they have to put Trey Lance in and at least see what they have.
Exactly.
Yeah. And I got just a few others that receive some votes. These are just take a look in your league. Like Tua's available in 45% of the leagues. Maybe you're one of the lucky ones. I know a lot of people are high on Drake May. Dogs are going crazy here.
Yeah. He's barking at somebody.
It's all good. I got a bird that keeps squeaking.
Yeah, he's barking at the other dog. Yeah.
Oh, he's barking at the other dog?
Yeah. I got.
Hey, man, it happens.
Yeah, I'll break him up in a second. So Drake May, I know a lot of people are Drake May. Actually, let me just go. Can I just go do something?
Yeah. Go ahead. You're good. You're good. Yeah, man. So I told you he's pretty insightful.
Yeah, yeah,
he really is, man.
Like how you used him to beat me, though.
I put a poll up. I was like, "Hey, yo, X, I don't know what I should do." Well, I kind of knew because I already took him out, but I was like, "Hey, I
want confirmation.
I wanted confirmation," and then he was quick with it, like, "Yo, you making the right move." And I was like, "Thank you."
Hey, man, it worked.
Yeah, it worked.
Ooh, all right.
We were just talking about you.
Word.
I'm just
I'm sure. Do you want me to back up anywhere or just keep going?
No, you can keep going, bro.
Right,
You're
cool.
good.
Yeah, so other QBs receiving votes that that I thought maybe they're available in your league. Check them out. Tua, he's only rostered in 55% of leagues, so maybe you're one of the lucky ones and he's on there. A lot of people are going to be super high on Drake May, but he's got a super tough schedule coming up.
I like Drake May,
defenses. Yo, he surprised me. Like, I thought he was going to be trash. Based on the last guy that came out of UNC, and they didn't face any competition. But he's looking good. So, but he's just got tough defenses coming up with Miami, and I know Chicago didn't look great last week, but they're still a top 10 passing defense. And then, dude, this guy, speaking of trade deadline, is Russell Wilson. He's only rostered in 24% of leagues, and if he wasn't on a bye this week, I probably would have moved him up.
Yeah,
in this segment, because he's got that offense up and running. Like you hit on it earlier, they just landed Mike Williams, who's gonna open up some space, and he's got another one with super favorable schedule matchup. So
I like that one.
Yeah, and then if you're looking super deep, Bo Nix is still available. I wouldn't spend a lot of free agent money on him because they play Kansas City next, so you could probably get him cheaper next week. So if you're looking for just a 1 week fill in, grab one of the other guys, and then you can spend some money on Bo Nix next week.
Okay, I got one I wanted to throw in. Just a thought. I don't know if he's on bye week though. I gotta check. But what about Trevor Lawrence? I think he has some pretty favorable matchups too.
That's a tricky one, man, because I think Trevor Lawrence this year reminds me a lot of Justin Herbert last year, where kind of everybody thought he was going to come in and have this otherworldly season, but I just don't like Trevor.
I'm right there with you. I'm right there with you.
Because I've watched some of their games and he just misses open throws. So I just pulled it up. He's got Minnesota next and Detroit and then a bye. So if you're looking for a Dak replacement, that's not a great schedule. If you're looking, to add somebody to your bench for maybe later in the season, that'll work. But I love Brian Thomas Jr. I love Evan Ingram. I don't like Trevor.
Yeah.
I'm with you.
There's too many peaks and valleys. Like
it is.
It really is with him.
Yeah. He might give you 6. He might give you 46. Who knows?
Yeah. With all the hype that he had coming out of college too, I just feel like he's never panned out. Like he's had the talent at wideout and at tight end. And they even went and grabbed ETN as college running back, and it's just I don't know, too streaky for me.
Yeah. And the next two matchups I don't love, Minnesota and Detroit.
True.
Those are tough.
And now with the addition too, they're going to be coming after him too.
Yeah.
Detroit.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
All right. I just threw it out there.
No, I mean, look, he's
they got to yell at me like that. Just shoot me down. I don't like Trevor Lawrence. No, but hey, if you really need a quarterback, man, maybe Trevor. Like I said, I ain't no guru. Okay, I just beat Dalton. All right, that's it. Okay,
hey, he's available. And he's only rostered in 41% of the leagues. So, so you're right. I mean, you could do worse if you're. I'll put it to you this way: like if you're thinking about what we talked about earlier, and you're like, okay, I lost Dak. But I like what you said, and I don't want Cooper Rush, so I want Trey Lance. I need a quarterback for next week. Then, buy T-Law for a week and then go pick up Trey Lance. And T-Law can get you through. I mean, they're going to be down versus Minnesota. So he's going to get yards.
Yeah, he is. That's true. So what we got for running backs?
Oh, man, running backs. All right, so where I'm going to go with the running backs is like the first guy I'm gonna hit you with is, I'm still not 100% sure how to say his last name, but I love him. Is Audrick Estimé? Estimé?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna go Estimé.
Estimé. That's what I think. Yeah. So, dude, I'm super high on him, and I've posted about him a few times on X, and I've championed him twice. And he let me down both times. Like the first time was he fumbled earlier in the game, and Peyton was like, that landed him in the doghouse. And then last week was just game script. They got behind early, and he didn't get the chance to really run. I think he only had like 6 carries maybe, but he did lead Denver in running. And Javonte Williams continues to unimpress with a staggeringly low 3.8 yards per carry. Which to his credit is higher than last year's 3.6. So he's trending in the right direction.
Yeah, that's true.
But Sean Payton now has come out twice, saying that he wants to get Estimé more involved. The most recently was yesterday, and so my argument for him is that like it's not often that at this point in the season you get a potential starting running back. So I would jump all over Estimé. Now, similar to Bo Nix, they play Kansas City this week. So if you're in a pinch and you need other fill-ins, I think you can probably wait a week. I don't anticipate him going off on Kansas City, but if you want to be ahead of the curve and get him cheaper, get him now. His last year at Notre Dame, over 1,300 yards and 16 touchdowns. Like the dude can run.
Yeah. I like it.
So
yeah, he ate at Notre Dame, man.
Dude, he did.
He was feasting.
Yeah.
But that's what Notre Dame do, man. They produce good football players. They do.
They do.
They really do. Now, we don't win that much.
Just can't win a bowl game.
We don't win that much. But hey, man.
That's what happens when you face real competition.
Yep.
Yeah.
So you a college football fan, Dave?
I am. So I went to Michigan. I did my MBA there. So and it was 2 years before they won the chip. When who was the dude before JJ McCarthy? Yeah, whatever. Okay, he plays for Iowa now for like the last, but whatever. So I was a big college football fan before that because after New York, I spent a lot of time in like Tampa. So that's Gator country, even though it's far from Gainesville. It's SEC country. I lived in Knoxville for a couple of years, and like that town just bleeds whatever Orange, Tennessee says that they have. So I love college football, and then going to Michigan, that just kind of amplified, the love for it.
I like Michigan. Michigan's good.
They are. Great team.
They're great. Michigan.
Yeah.
Gotta love Michigan.
We don't have any. I mean, our head coaches might cheat, but they don't get into sex scandals. So.
Touche.
Oh, I'm loving today's episode. Today's episode is great, man. I'm loving it. All right, so back to the running backs. How do you guys feel about Jaylen Warren?
Yeah,
is he available in a lot of leagues? I don't think he is.
Yeah, I just think that now because I did look at him for this piece, but I just what I've seen is Najee Harris really starting to come on. So Jalen, like he's available in about 60% of the leagues. He's gonna get his touches, and he catches out of the backfield. But I just think Najee Harris over the last couple of weeks has really taken a hold of the running in there. So I would put it like this: like if you need the next two guys that I have on this list, Jaylen Warren is probably a better flex play, but I like these other guys better longer term for the season. But yeah, Dalton, what are your thoughts on Warren?
I mean, I like Warren, but like you kind of took it out right out of my mouth with Najee Harris. Like this year, I felt like he's kind of looking like the back that everybody expected him to be coming out of Alabama. Like he's taken like the first few years, it's been like a little slow start. He's had his spurts, but it seems like this year he's kind of hit the ground running and actually starting to bank on that promise that everybody in Pittsburgh was hoping that he would do. So I mean, Warren's still he gets involved a lot and everything, but there might be a few more guys out there that might be a better play within the next few weeks, just because of the way Najee's got that on hold.
But I thought that Pittsburgh, they're trying to do what they did, like what's Detroit's doing with their running backs, because they got like what the Giants used to have, that lightning and thunder they used to call it, with Brandon Jacobs and
Bradshaw
and Bradshaw, Bradshaw. So maybe that's what they're trying to do over there too. Like, all right, he gives you that power run, and then you have Warren in the backfield able to get the passes and just hits those holes. He's a home run play sometimes.
Yeah, he is. But Russell just don't check the ball down as much either as a quarterback. I feel like he'll take that 50-50 ball. He always has when he had Doug Baldwin, Tyler Lockett. Now he's got George Pickens, and then you just added Mike Williams.
George Pickens is a stud too.
He is.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
like Justin. I like him.
People
He just
forgot
doesn't.
about him 'cause he
Go
got
ahead.
hurt. He got hurt at college, so a lot.
Yeah.
And otherwise he would have been first round.
Mm-hmm.
Georgia, I think, right, and towards
Yep.
ACL.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yep.
And he still went like second or third round.
Yeah, he still went pretty high for coming off of a torn ACL. Kind of like Jameson Williams. Like he
Mhm.
went first rounder coming off of that torn ACL too.
Yep.
I know, off topic, but I'm gonna ask a question, and then I'll get off of it. Who has the best hands in the NFL right now as a wide receiver?
Ooh,
I just thought about it right now.
man.
Only because I saw D Hop make that amazing catch last night over the head. Like he just doesn't drop nothing. Just
He really
I
doesn't.
might.
he doesn't drop, bro. Like, that was a droppable ball, and he caught that over like three
Yeah.
people. Like,
D Hop's up
nuts.
there for me.
Same.
I might go Amon Ra.
Oh.
Like,
yeah,
he-
you can't go wrong with Amon Ra. He's
he-
got
he
hands
drops
too.
Nothing. Yeah. Like,
He's got hands
doesn't
too.
drop anything.
It feels like I mean, Garrett Wilson showed off his hands.
I was almost gonna say Jettis, dude. All the 50-50 ball catches he's had.
Yeah.
Or Chase. Yeah.
Like there's
Jamar
so
Chase?
many now. Yeah.
He's got great hands too. You think it's the gloves?
I
They
don't know.
help.
They do.
The gloves
Like, some
help.
of some of those catches. I don't know if you're making, barehanded. But Garrett, I'm still mad at Garrett Wilson for that one that bounced right off his chest a couple of weeks ago that led to a pick. So
Yeah.
he's not in my hands conversation. So he's not even up there.
Hey, hope you're enjoying the show right now. I'm your host, Deval, here to remind you to follow us on whatever platform you're listening on. There'll be a new episode every Monday, Tuesday, and Friday. So hit the notifications icon so you'll never miss an episode. Thank you for listening and enjoy the rest of the show. So while we're on wide receivers, we can jump straight to wide receiver waiver wire pickups or ads. Do you trust Juwan Jennings right now? That's a question for me.
So I do not. I actually have Ricky Pearsall ahead of him.
I think so. I'm not.
Yeah, go ahead.
No, I'm saying no. I said I can't argue with that one.
Yeah, so because that's like, because I know a lot of people are probably making that, thinking through that, and they're like, oh, should I go, Pearsall, or oh, should I go like Jennings?
I have both of them.
And
I'm in that situation in a dynasty league.
I have both of them.
I'll tell you, I'm gonna go Pearsall since returning from being shot. Like he's played in 76 and 59% of the snaps for the Niners, and what I thought was super cool is last time out, he also got involved in the run game with a 39 rush. So like 39 yard rush. So that suggests to me like that the 49ers want to make him, more. I'm not going to say like a Swiss Army knife because I don't anticipate him being used like that often, but they want to utilize his versatility.
Mm-hmm.
And I think their bye week has come at a perfect time for him because it was last week. Giving him a chance to digest the playbook and get caught up more. Debo's dealing with a rib injury and always seems to miss a few weeks down the stretch. Yeah. And the biggest thing for me is like Juwan Jennings, like he's been in the league like 4 or 5 years.
Yeah, I think he's on his 5th year right now.
Yeah. So like to me, I'm like, dude, if you had it, we would have seen it already. I know he had the 11 reception, 100 whatever yard game.
That was nuts.
I thought that was a big Ayuk blow up spot, and didn't work out. But I think that's the outlier, and what you've seen from him. 2 catches here, 3 catches along the way. I think that's really more of who he is.
Yeah, but I trust Pearsall in a Kyle Shanahan offense. I like it.
Yeah,
I think Kyle Shanahan will squeeze that lemon.
Yeah, I trust him in a Shanahan offense. I trust him in a shootout.
You came back with that rolling.
Ain't give up that rolling.
With them putting them using them on that Jeb sweep, I wonder if they're gonna maybe try to take some of the load off of Debo since he always does get hurt. Like it might like if it get hurt. Yeah, on San Fran, yeah. In San Fran, yeah. I don't know what it is.
What's up? I don't know if it's the field. I don't know if it's the diet. I don't know what's up, bro. I don't know what's up, but everybody gets hurt. I don't know, something in the water in San Fran.
It's like every year too, especially in the
Yeah.
running back position. Just
Yeah, like it's crazy.
Yeah, it really is. All right, got another question. What about Quentin Johnston? He's been blowing up. He's been
Who's that?
looking pretty well. Well, yeah, 2 really good games.
Who
Do
was
you
that? Sorry, I
trust
missed
him?
it. I froze for a second. So who was that?
Oh, Quentin Johnston.
Yeah.
So
So I got him
Chargers.
on. I got him on my list here for really all the same reasons I mentioned about Herbert. Last week, it was his first back from injury. I know another injury, but he dropped 4 for 118 and a touchdown. And I was listening to an interview with Jim Harbaugh on the Herd with Colin Cowherd, and all's Harbaugh kept talking about was like how much work Q's put in. He put into his routes, put into his weightlifting, and just becoming a better wide receiver. And like, I know Lad McConkey's there, and he's going to get his targets, but when it comes to big plays and touchdowns, Q's that guy. He's available in like 70% of leagues right now. So Q is their big play threat. He is their red zone threat.
Mm-hmm.
So you're gonna have. Do I trust him? Yes.
Yeah.
Are you gonna have peaks and valleys? You are.
Yeah.
But he's a solid flex play. I like he's. I don't know who to compare him to. Like at this stage, maybe like a poor man's Devontae Smith, because like Devontae Smith, when AJ Brown's in, he can give you 3. He can give you 30.
He can explode. Yeah. I get what you're saying. I definitely get what you're saying. All right, I'm gonna share another one of my frustration picks. All right, I picked this guy up maybe 2 weeks ago. I needed wide receiver help. I lost Rashid Rice. I was just scrambling. I'm like, I need a wide receiver. Come on, guys. So I looked and I was like, I think I'll pick up DeMarcus Robinson. He's been on my bench for 2 weeks. The 2 touchdown one with Puka Nakuma's in the game. I was like, all right. Maybe that was just a fluke. He got the 2 touchdowns, 3 targets, 2 catches, 2 touchdowns. I was like, all right. He was just open. All right. Now Puka Nakua goes out, gets ejected from the game, and he has a game. I am stuck, people. I don't know what to do. Should I start him?
Ooh.
And then when I start him, he gets me 5 points. And Puka Nakua has 13 receptions. Cooper Kupp has like 9.
Yeah.
Like, what am I supposed to do with this, man? I still be dogging with him on the bench, but go ahead.
He's a tough one. I mean, Dalton, if you want to jump in first on this one for that one, probably shots being fired your way.
I don't know if you can really trust him, especially when Puka and Cooper now back fully healthy. I know Puka got kicked out of that game, but that's not going to happen every week. And
right.
They still, who's their tight end there? Is it still Higbee? Yeah, right.
Is it?
I believe it is. I think it still is Higbee. But I don't know if you can trust DeMarcus Robinson with a healthy wide receiver core that they have with Cooper and them around. There might be some better wideouts. I don't know, because I had a question about Deontay Johnson because I have him. I feel like if you had a chance to get Deontay, I'd take Deontay over DeMarcus. Well, but then I don't know what Deontay is going to do in Baltimore either. So he's one of mine that I'm frustrated with on the bench.
Zay Flowers is the man, and he had and then Lamar Jackson. He knows. Well, he got a little bit of tendencies now with Rashad Bateman, so it's like I don't know.
See, I feel like for your DeMarcus and my Deontay are like in the same aspect. Like I don't know what to do. But I feel like
likely too.
Yeah,
he can go off.
But that DeMarcus one, if like they're back fully healthy, I feel like you can't really trust him. He might have those 1 to 2 weeks to where he gets that big pop off touchdown, but I don't feel like he'll consistently be putting up solid flex play points anymore.
Yeah, I think so. I'm with you.
I don't know if you want to help me though. I'm sorry. Go ahead. I don't know if he wants to help me or not. I'll listen to Dave.
He's like, you should definitely cut him. You should definitely cut him.
Drop him right now.
I got first dibs on the waiver wire.
He's like, even if somebody's offering you a trade, just cut him out of spite. Demarcus Robinson to me, like he's tricky because when Kupp and Nakua were out, I know a lot of people were on Demarcus Robinson, but I was like, nah, I don't think I was more on the Tutu Atwell train. And because same thing, like Demarcus Robinson, he's been in the league for like 8-9 years. So I'm like, if he was it, we would have seen it by now. But what is interesting is since those guys have come back, DeMarcus is playing more snaps than Tutu, which is weird because Tutu performed better while those guys were out than DeMarcus Robinson did. So if he's their slot guy, like maybe he's worth hanging on to. Like, who'd you play over him last week?
It was terrible.
Points wise, maybe it was, but it was probably the right call. Basically, is what I'm getting at. Like, yeah.
No. I don't know. Michael Pittman. That's who I played.
Oh, with Flacco being in there. Yeah.
I thought so.
I played that too. Yeah.
And so Tyrone Tracy.
Tracy's my dude.
Sam Laporta.
Okay. Yeah, so, yeah. You're not starting Robinson over any of those guys.
Nah.
Tyrone Tracy was doing great.
Yeah, I know. I had him and somehow I ended up
Barkley.
Yeah.
Derrick Henry. Josh Allen.
We can just stop, man. We ain't gotta hear this. We gotta hear this damn team again, dude.
What's this, a 14 league? What's going on? How did this guy get all these players?
That's a great question. Man. That's a great question. I wasn't next to him to snipe him. That's what it was.
Yeah.
That was great.
Yeah, that's a tough one, but yeah, I mean, over those guys, you can't start them. Like, it's one of those things. If you're in a pinch, sure, fill them in. But like, I don't know anybody that would have started Marcus Robinson over Michael Pittman. If Richardson was playing, then sure, you could have made that case.
Yeah.
But
because I had
Flacco
him in there.
Yeah, Pittman was one of my blow-off spots, but I guess Josh Downs is the one there now.
I know.
So,
yeah, I don't know what's going on there.
I thought Michael Pittman was a stud, bro. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
I still think he is a stud. I just
maybe
don't
just
know
on a different team. Maybe he's frustrated, bro. Maybe he's tired of blocking and just doing cardio.
Yeah. Yeah. He's getting to like Lee Evans territory though, where like every year I'm like, oh, this is gonna be his year, and then it's just never. Last year was good, but and Dalton, who's the dude that you said?
Deontay Johnson.
Oh, so I don't like him in Baltimore.
See, I liked it at first, but then I thought about him when I was like, I don't know, because the report that Bateman's stepping up, in my opinion, a little bit.
I think so.
But I don't know. It's
because I think it's like Duvall, like you said, it's you got Likely there, you got Andrews there, like and Devontae's a short route over the middle kind of guy. Like, where's he gonna eat?
Derrick Henry, he takes.
Yeah,
if they play the cards right, Derrick Henry is a monster.
Yeah, so I think it's either gonna be, Mark Andrews and Likely go to 0, and Deontay eats, or Mark Andrews continues his getting back on track, Likely continues, having peaks and valleys, and then Deontay is just kind of there. He'll have some big weeks, like, don't get me wrong, but like,
it's gonna happen.
Lamar, yeah, and
which week is what's gonna drive you nuts.
You don't know when to start him.
Yeah.
Because for as much heat as Lamar gets, like, obviously he's having a great year out of the pocket this year, but like, he's not about the check down. Like, that dude loves to let it fly. So, and that's where Bateman comes in. That's where Zay Flowers, even not this year, but a couple years ago, like Mark Andrews, he was catching balls 40, 50 yards down the field.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah, he was. Yeah.
Yeah. Tough play.
Yeah.
All right. Let's get into tight ends, bro.
Man. So they bleak.
Suck this year.
Yeah, dude.
It's rough.
They suck.
It's super
I have Kyle
bleak
Pitts too, and he sucks.
Dude, I spent big bucks on Otten. Like when Godwin and Evans got hurt. Yeah, dude, like that one blew me away. Like, sorry, I don't mean to go off topic, but I spent like 15% of my free agent budget on him, and like this is the worst feeling in the world. Because I'm like, I'm looking at the league and I'm like, all right, like people paid $30 for this guy. Somebody paid like, it's a $200 budget. Somebody paid, I think they paid like $60 for Carson Steele. A few weeks back, not last week, but so I'm looking at Otten and I'm like, all right, like I got to bet big. So I made a big bet, and then worst feeling in the world. You look at the next day, nobody else placed a bid. I'm like, dude, am I dead wrong here?
Right.
I was like, but I was like, damn, like now I'm down to like $60 for the rest of the year. I don't know. We'll see what happens. But anyway, I think tight end wise, there's two that are. This one's tough. Like they're pretty obvious, but one of them is going to get a lot of money this week, and I'm going to tell you why it's worth it. And that's Mike Gesicki, and he's only owned in 22% of leagues. And why I say he's going to get a lot of money is because he's coming off a 2-touchdown performance. So obviously Burrow threw 5, but he's going to get a lot of money. Oh, sounds like
I'm gonna just be a man about it.
Just dropped him too.
No, I'm gonna be a man about it. I'm gonna just be a man about it before you even said it. Yeah. I already got money on him already. I do. I'm not even gonna lie. As soon as you said Mike Gesicki, I was like, "Oh, yeah." But I already beat Dalton, so it's okay.
There you go. Now you can beat him on the waiver wire too.
Nah, I got something diced up.
So I'll tell you. So he's not only going to be worth it just because he's coming off a huge performance, but rookie tight end Eric All Jr., fellow Michigan alum, he's out for the year with an ACL injury, and he was playing 50% of the snaps, and he was his box score doesn't jump out at you, but he was getting a lot of catches in clutch situations, and he was their number 2 tight end, so now it's all Gesicki. Hopefully Eric All's all right because it's the same ACL that he tore last year at Michigan. Yeah, so that sucks.
You know what doesn't suck? Mike Gesicki's gritty. He got everybody joined in on the gritty. It was so terrible. It was dope. I love it. Yo. Shout out Mike Gesicki. He seems like a real one, yo.
He definitely does. I mean, to try the gritty like that, I gotta give him props.
He's just like a big, tall robot. Just
Yo, like an old man, great. Like an old man walking, digging in his pockets for change.
It was Jerry Jones. Jonathan Mingo. Look what I found. Oh yeah. Mike Williams. Oh, you know Mike Williams. I got Jerry Jones. I got Jonathan Kaminga. Jonathan Mingo.
He might have thought he was getting Jonathan Mingo.
He might have.
This guy plays both sports. He's like Barry.
Bo Jackson. Yeah.
He's Bo Jackson. He's Deion Sanders. He's everything in one. I gotta steal. Nobody
needs to be a cowboy.
Mingo. He outsmarted the whole room. Yeah, man. You GM that, Jerry Jones. You rock.
He found a diamond in the rough. No, you're good. And then the other one, he's still hanging out there as of today, 32% owned, is Taysom Hill. Like, look, if you're gonna get the peaks and valleys. Dude, I was blown away.
The injuries, I think. The injuries when he went to the hospital, people just got rid of him.
Yep.
Oh, they getting him back.
Last week was his first week back, and got a couple of rushes, an incomplete pass. He scored a touchdown. Like, Olave's got a concussion. These days, it seems like everybody at least misses a week with a concussion, which is fine. Kendre Miller is Michigan State guy?
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
He's back.
Here we go.
He's the reason you guys beat us that one year.
Yep. Yes, he was.
Yep. That's why I drafted him, and he's been on IR ever since.
Yep. Pretty much.
So he's back on IR. So like somebody's got to do something in New Orleans. Like they fired their head coach. The OC's still there. Kubiak's kid. He's not taking over as the interim, but I think they're going to get Taysom Hill more involved, quite simply because they have to. And again, he's got that, super flex appeal. I don't think you'd ever start him as a QB, but he's he's way too available right now, given
Yeah.
like you said, the thinness that's at the tight end market.
Yeah. So I got a question for you. So is it time to panic on Cole Kmet after the past few weeks of him just not getting involved after getting involved and being like I think he was a tight end number 2 for like the first few weeks, and now it just seems like the Bears just don't throw to him. I mean, I get
Yes.
all the wideout talents, but when the man was eating.
Yes, I've never been a big Komet guy. I don't know what it is about him, but I think probably because same thing. Probably like he's got a lot of peaks and valleys. Maybe because he went to Notre Dame, you can never really trust those guys. But I think it's time to panic on the whole Chicago offense outside of DeAndre Swift. Like they just look discombobulated, and kind of like it's weird because tight ends are usually a rookie quarterback's best friend.
Yeah.
And Cole Kmet is usually like he's at his best versus zone defense, and like Arizona runs a lot of zone defense, and like he didn't get.
I thought Cole Kmet. I think he's good, man. I don't know, man. I think Cole Kmet is really good, bro.
He is like to be like you're right. Like I have no reason to not like him. Like he is really good. It's probably the Notre Dame thing. But
I think that's really what it is. Go Notre Dame.
If I'm being honest, like he is a really good player, but I would panic on him because. But this is from a fantasy perspective. Like he's always been like this, though. Like peaks and valleys.
Yeah.
The peaks are great, but there's usually a lot more valleys. I think was it last year maybe that he came on pretty strong towards the end of the year.
Yep.
Made people think Justin Fields is a good quarterback, but he's. I would look for other options. I would take Gesicki and Taysom Hill over Kmet right now.
Okay.
Funny you said that about Justin Fields, man. Like, I know we off topic, guys. We helped y'all out with the waiver wire, all right. But now we got to get to the nitty gritty because right now I think we cooking. All right, we cooking right now. So, Justin Fields, do you think that they cut ties with Justin Fields too early and going with Caleb Williams?
Oh, I thought you were gonna say Russell. I don't think that they did because like you knew what you had in Fields, and like I know the argument is, well, hey, if Justin Fields had this much talent around him, like he would be better. But I think you see the thing with Justin Fields is like he just doesn't see the field.
The field. Yeah. I agree
like,
with you there.
He was that way at Ohio State. He was that way. Yeah,
but everybody was just wide open, so it didn't matter. Like he had Olave, he had Garrett Wilson, like,
he had all of them.
Yeah,
young Marvin Harrison.
Yeah, young Marvin Harrison, Jackson Smith, and Jigba.
Then he had them all.
Yeah, so I think I like what he did in Pittsburgh. Like I think he showed that he's better because I do think, to be fair, and I think we're seeing it with Caleb. I do think the bigger issue in Chicago is the coaching staff. Like you look at Caleb and like, I get it, not all world talents pan out, Trevor Lawrence. But Caleb should be better than this. And when you got DJ
I think
Moore,
so.
Yeah. And when you got DJ Moore walking off the field in the middle of a play.
I told you they pissed off. They're pissed off, bro.
You know how hard that was to watch, man? That was
they're irritated.
Dude, so I think I don't think they cut ties with him too early because like you got the number 1 pick. Like what they should have done is they should have taken Caleb and got a new coach, because that's just what you do. So like I don't think they cut ties with him too early. I also think that Pittsburgh made the right decision because they just weren't getting the downfield plays. That being said,
he didn't close the door on that one.
Yeah, no,
he didn't.
I do think Justin Fields is better than what he showed in Chicago, but I think he's closer to what he showed in Pittsburgh than. Like, I think that might be his ceiling versus, like, being able to take that next step.
I'm with you. Back to the Bears, too. Do you think they're calling plays, right, to me, it seems like they're not trying to make Caleb Williams better. Like, they're not making plays, like, stuff that he was good with in college. You can implement, like, a little bit of it into the NFL. All the coaches do it. All the offensive coaches are doing it now with their young prospects. Like, even with Jaden Daniels, like, they're taking part. Cliff Kingsbury, he's doing his thing. But
Bears should have hired him. He was at USC with Caleb Williams.
Like, take a little bit, like, help this guy out. You know what I'm saying? Like, Take what he did really well in college and try to put it in the NFL. I don't see it. I don't know they're trying to make him play.
First, though.
Huh?
I said I'll let Dalton, you kick that one off first as a Bears fan.
Yeah. I mean, first I think they messed up by hiring Walden. That one was just not a good OC. They had the chance to get Caleb Williams and Cliff. I mean, they spent 2-3 years together at USC. I thought that would have been the better move, but yeah, they really haven't implemented any of the plays and what he perfected in college and what basically won him the Heisman. They really haven't helped him out in any aspect on those plays. But it also doesn't help that the offensive line, when you're getting pressured on 46% of your dropbacks, you're also not going to have a good start to anything either. So I mean, there's more than just the coaching staff that's the issue, but that's where it kind of really starts. They're not helping them out anything at all. They're not giving them easy plays and easy throws to get them into a rhythm early in the game to start getting the offense moving. The offense for the Bears always kicks off like halfway through the second quarter. I just don't get it. I just don't get it. It makes no sense. But it sucks that they're not implementing any of that in there because he has. And I wasn't a big Caleb Williams guy. Like, I would have preferred Jaden Daniels. But Caleb he could be a good NFL quarterback if they do it the right way and just give him a good little rhythm to build on, which I feel like the London game they did. I felt like they did a good job in the London game. But after that, it's like they went back to just the old ways from the earlier in the season. It's not working.
Yeah, I think you're spot on. Like what he was successful at USC was spread offense. Call it air raid or whatever. They don't run that in Chicago. And as a head coach and GM, like you have two options, right? Like one is get the players that fit your system, or B, make your system what fits your players. And right now, like Chicago's trying to fit a square peg into a round hole. And like I read this somewhere. I think I haven't been able to find it, but what I read was somebody said that Tom Brady said this about Deshaun Watson. And what he said is that what made Deshaun Watson so successful in Houston was Bill O'Brien was running Clemson's offense. And once Bill O'Brien left is when Deshaun Watson went off a cliff. And, ever since then, nobody's been running Clemson's offense. And so it's not that Deshaun Watson all of a sudden got bad. He's just running an offense that he's not good in. Man. And that could be the same thing, that's unfolding with Caleb right now.
Yeah, that's a good one. I didn't think about it that way. Yeah, that's true. I just thought Deshaun Watson was just buns. No pun intended. Yeah. Well, man, Dave, I'm hoping you enjoying being here, man, because I'm glad that you're here, man. I think it's a good episode. You didn't say anything yet. You didn't say, yeah, you enjoy it. I don't know.
I got a bad habit of cutting people off. So I think I did that to you a few times today. So sorry.
Nah, man, no.
We do it to each other all the time.
Brother. You're fine, man.
But nah, dude, I had a blast. This was a lot of fun. I love seeing your page, seeing you grow. Like, you've been an inspiration for me. I think, we started, generally speaking, around the same time. Mm-hmm. And for anybody that's listening to this or that might listen to this, like, I know it seems easy, to get on Twitter and create an account or create a podcast, but this shit is hard.
Yes, it is.
Yes,
it is. It's a grind.
Dude, it is. Like, I wake up, I'm like, I don't know what the hell I'm supposed to tweet about. Like, I ain't got shit to say.
I'm a blabbermouth, so.
But no, you're on there every day. I love your good morning posts. Like, you make it fun, you make it positive. Dalton, was great getting to meet you.
Good to meet you too.
Some of the episodes, like, Duval, you're doing a great thing, man. I appreciate you having me on, and keep inspiring, man. Like, so you inspire me to keep
going. For sure,
going.
Man. You're always welcome here, man. You got some thoughts or something you want to talk about it, bro? You're more than welcome. I have no life, I got kids. Well, I do coach basketball from time to time, so I might be a little busy. 8th grade basketball, too, on top of that. So I'll just yell at middle school. Hustle! Do better!
So are you coaching them to shoot all these threes, or are you teaching them the value of a mid-range?
I am teaching them the value of mid-range, and I'm teaching them the value of one, not trying to do what your favorite basketball player does all the time, because
You
your
can't do
shooting
it.
percentage, it's gonna be maxi. Like you can do your
It's gonna be
little
maxi.
reverses, yeah, man, but it's gonna hit the bottom of the rim, bing, and it just looks bad. Your shot percentage is off. You're changing the momentum of the game. So we teach them the fundamentals. Like you can make it going far. I play college ball. I went to Rutgers. Shout
Oh
out
yeah.
Rutgers. Yes, sir.
Hey, there you go.
And just the fundamentals. You can make it just off the fundamentals of basketball. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
I know you see all these guys and they make it look easy and routine because they're freakishly athletic and, they're really talented. But it's like, guys, stop on 2 feet, lay it up. It sounds simple. It's so boring. But ask Tim
Nope.
Duncan. It wins.
Hey, the big fundamental.
It does.
Yep.
I mean, he got 5 of them things? Maybe 6?
Yeah.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, so
Hey,
come on, man. He was doing something right.
Just call glass and you're good.
Fundamentals. As long as it goes in, use that backboard sometimes. Everybody wants to be Steph Curry. Everybody wants to be Steph Curry.
Yeah.
But there's only one.
Cool. One of one.
It's 1-on-1 for sure. And, everybody's not going to be a freak like Wemby, or LeBron.
Right.
LeBron's a freak. Nobody wants to admit it, but he's a freak of nature. This man's 40 and he's playing like he's 28.
Bro, so yeah, I grew up, Knicks fan, right? So, Jordan
ruined it. I went to LA.
Yeah. Yeah.
He did.
So
he ruined it. He ruined it.
At the time, I hated Jordan. And
I hated him, bro.
I was like, Michael Jordan sucks, dude. Oh, he ain't the best ever. But as time went on, I'm like, all right, Jordan, Jordan was the GOAT. Okay. But what LeBron's doing now at 39, bro, like, so I'm 38 and I'm in like a men's league, right? And I need like fucking
Same
3
age.
days to recover after playing a Wednesday night game. And so for him to go back to back and like, it's insane. And I know, like, obviously he does all this stuff for his body, but that's work, like that, like you have to put the time to do that. Like otherwise everybody would be playing at 39. So I've got more respect for him over what he didn't, not that my respect matters to LeBron, but I've got more respect for what he's accomplished over the last 3 years than he did, before that. Cause it's insane. Like
it's not easy, bro.
It's insane.
That's insane.
Yep.
Cause we saw what Michael Jordan looked like over there on the
Wizards years. Yeah, he
Trust me, it was no magic. I can tell you that. He was horrible.
Smoking cigars and drinking whiskey. Like he wasn't putting in the work that LeBron.
And just gambling on the golf course.
He already won everything. Forget it, man.
Yeah.
He's like, man, I don't even know if I want to do this anymore. Yeah. All right. But before we go, one question for you. I do this for guests who come up on the show. I like to pick the brain a little bit. So do you like movies or anything?
Love movies.
All right, my man. So what is your favorite sports movie of all time?
61.
What was that?
61.
61?
Oh. Yeah.
I've seen that one.
Oh, man. So
I've seen that. You gotta watch it.
I've never seen 61.
And you're a Yankees fan? You gotta watch 61. So it's Billy Crystal. It was an HBO movie at the time. Billy Crystal. It's a movie on the Roger Maris, Mickey Mantle home run chase.
Yep.
Yeah, it's not like a documentary. But yeah, dude, it's
a great one.
Where have I been? How long has it been out?
90 since after the McGuire chase, because they used some footage from the McGuire chase. So 2000, call it.
Like it was early 2000s for sure.
I've been under a rock.
Yeah, you have. Yankees fan. You call yourself a Yankees fan? You ain't watched that one?
Yeah. And I'll tell you what. So it's
wow.
Even sports aside, it's just a good movie. Like wifey and I watched it, and she's like, "Oh, that was a really good movie." So like it's just a good movie in general, and then you add the Yankees fact to it. Yeah.
What the heck?
I'm surprised you haven't seen that one.
Yo, I swear,
I'm so surprised.
I was like 60.
Yo,
I gotta watch it, bro.
You do.
That's the next podcast. That's the next podcast. You got to come on and do a recap of 61.
Oh,
there you go. Got some homework.
Yo, for real. Dang, bro. And I'm a movie guy. Like I watch a lot of movies, like nonstop. I watch a lot of movies. This
Yeah.
one
Yeah. What's your favorite sports movie?
for me is Rocky.
Oh, which any particular one
All.
or just in all?
The whole
What's your
trilogy.
what's your favorite Rocky then?
My favorite Rocky, I would have to say, is Rocky 2.
2. Oh, okay.
I like Rocky 2.
Yeah, that's a good one.
That was a good one. I liked all the Rocky movies, man. Like,
Yeah.
I would like to meet a person like Rocky in real life, you know?
Yeah.
He just seemed like a cool dude, you know?
Yeah.
You know, I'm doing the best I can do out here. Yeah, I love Rocky, man. Oh, what do you want me to do? I'm trying my best. Oh, Rocky was the ish. It really was. I loved all of it. And then Mickey. Oh,
Yeah.
come on.
Mickey,
You bum.
kid.
You'll never be nothing.
Yeah. That's tough love, man.
Yep.
Boy. Oh, my God. He'll be banned in today's era, man.
Oh, for sure. For sure.
He'd be canceled in a minute.
Like, yep.
Out of here. Out of here. Paulie, too.
Oh, geez.
Oh, Paulie.
Dude.
Good stuff, man.
Paulie would probably love the drugs that we have out here today, though. Don, what about you? What was your favorite movie?
The Natural.
The Natural? I haven't seen that one.
Oh, that's a good one. It's an old school baseball movie.
Oh, you want to talk about
that? It's a pitcher, right? I think.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's a great one.
I got homework too, I guess.
Yep. Well, yeah, I'm like, huh?
There's so many great sport movies, dude.
There's a ton.
Dude. You can go multiple different ways with it.
I'm a huge fan of The Replacements.
Oh, dude.
Oh, that was fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was good. That was good. The guy reminds me of Joe Flacco.
Yeah.
But yo, that was a good movie. That was a good movie for sure.
It was. Any Given Sunday, that one was great with Jamie Foxx.
Oh yeah, you lose an eye playing football. Oh
yep.
Man.
Yeah. White Man Can't Jump. Even the remake wasn't
bad. Yeah, the remake wasn't terrible.
I didn't see the remake.
I was surprised.
I was scared.
Me too.
The first
I was going
in,
I'm like, bro. Yeah. I was like, you can't recreate that, especially with
I haven't
Harlow.
seen Beetlejuice yet because I'm scared of remakes.
I haven't seen that one either.
They've been ruining it. You know, nowadays somebody might be cross-dressing. I don't know. Dude.
Yeah.
This is Beetlejuice.
Now it's a whole different meaning.
I know. It's just them. I don't know. All right, I'm done. Before we get canceled.
Oh, man.
Yo, but it's been real, man. It's been great, dude. You can find Dave on X. I was about to say Twitter X, whatever you want to call it. Shout out the handle, Dave.
Hey, at Davey Footballs with the Z.
Yes, sir. Definitely hit him up. No, he's really not. I'm sorry, I cut you off. My bad.
No, go ahead. Sorry.
I was gonna say you're really knowledgeable, man. You know what you're talking about. He really, really does, man. And if you want to beat one of your friends, you know, that's been beating you for a while, and you finally put a strangle on them and beat them by like 50 points. You know what I'm saying? You listen to Dave, all right? He'll definitely help you out. And my main man, Dawn, he's been a good sport. I've been talking trash for the past 2 days.
It's been years coming, so it's all good.
Yo, I've been losing by like a point. It's been it's been rough.
I'd always scrape it by on a Monday Miracle. All these years, it'd be a Monday Miracle.
I'd be sick.
I hope you win some games, but maybe lose some friendships. But hey,
right. But no,
the
man.
life of fantasy football.
Yeah.
This is good. I appreciate y'all.
Oh no, anytime, man. Anytime. You're welcome. So yeah, if you guys made it this far, we greatly appreciate you for listening. Couldn't do it without you. To the next episode, y'all. Peace out.
Take it easy.
Take it easy, y'all.